Alright, Star and Bill, good afternoon. Behind us here, you're going to see what is a big change to your home. It's looking really good. This is the fun part. The house is really starting to take shape. We're in the block work stage. I don't know, it's just really fun because it goes from being this just steel but metal to also seeing walls places. So we'll go down there and take a walk around. We are going to get through the appraisal, but I did want you to meet the latest person to join us in the BSP, the Building Services Program. We've got engineer Ulises Arana.
Nice meeting you.
He's going to help us with a couple explanations on things. Kenya's behind the camera as always, smiling away. And let's just get at it, okay? It's still kind of shell work stage, gray work, so we're not seeing like tons of details, but we'll go through some of these things and get our man here to give us some explanations. Ulises' backstory, had a good experience up north, that's right, in North America, up in the States, on a Fulbright scholarship to Northeastern University in construction management. So he's a big help to us. Been with us, what now, 2 months?
Yeah, like 4 months.
4 months already. So he's going to be spending a lot of time on all these projects that we have, and you're going to get to know him throughout time. So when we see you down here, hopefully you can look forward to meeting him and Kenya a little bit more, and myself obviously. So anyway, enough of that, let's go take a walk. Maybe before we get right started into that, you guys, change orders this month, I think they just came in yesterday, right Kenya? The ones that we've been waiting for. It's been taking a long time, but anyway, we've got all of them. I'm sure Reed will send them to you either today, tomorrow, maybe even with the work estimation report. The one thing that is still missing is the saltwater pool detail. We just spoke about that with Warren, the engineer. He's here. So we're explaining what's needed for that. I've done this before, so just kind of talking through it a little bit. Anyway, so getting into the project here, we'll take a walk around. Go back to the garage. We were just talking about this house. It's not going anywhere ever. This thing is just super heavy structurally. You know, the designer, the structural engineer, I should say, Latino is really from the old school, so it's good solid engineering. You know, could have been a little bit less heavy even probably, but you're going to get a solid house and it's looking good. So we're going to deal firstly with foundation work. So here's a good example of where some beams still need to get tied into the pedestals from our foundation. And here we got a good example of something I wanted to show you. So we're talking about 5/8 rebar right here, and these stirrups, the 1/4 inch stuff, you can see how they're closer together as they approach the pedestal, and then they start separating out. I think we've got 10 centimeters, about 4 inches, and then out to 15 out here. And that's because, actually I'll jump in with Ulises here. Ulises, can you give us an explanation what the purpose is for that?
The stirrups get closer here next to in the joints because of the shear force. As you move closer to the joints, the shear force increments. So that's the reason you put the stirrups so closer, and then at the center of the beam. In theory, you shouldn't have stirrups because the shear force is 0 and the deflection is maximum right there.
Yeah.
But for construction, like simplicity for the workers, you put the stirrups but with a wider separation.
Okay. All right.
That's the explanation.
Bill's an engineer too, so maybe you guys are talking the same language over here.
All right.
So anyway, foundation work, we've got about a 20% advance on some of the forming and also the concrete, 3,000 PSI concrete. We're going to be doing a little bit more testing of concrete in the coming weeks too. We've got a new team of engineers that are going to be helping us do that. It's something we typically do on every project, but I've been wanting to do more of it. So when you have a test for 3,000 PSI, it's important that we check that to make sure everything's mixed the way it needs to be. And those are the cylinders that we take, and we do a field test first, which is a slump test, and then we'll take cylinders, and we'll send them to laboratories too. So when we get to that this month, we'll try to take a video and show you that process. It's pretty exciting. But with these guys, the stud hoggers, there's nothing to worry about too much. They do really good work. They're not trying to cut corners. I mean, their numbers are their numbers, and they just do that work because it's the right thing to do.
For 30 minutes.
How much?
For 30.
Okay, we're going to stop the video. I'm going to talk too long. We'll get back.